Recording now?
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to the Friendly Fire Podcast. We have a guest with us today, the very funny Peyton Ruddy.
Hello.
Is that how you say your last name? Ruddy?
Ruddy.
Interesting. Okay. Not interesting. Not interesting.
Very passive aggressive.
No.
Oh, interesting. That's how you say it?
Okay. Yeah.
I almost said
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Actually, can we end the podcast already?
Yeah, that's great.
No, it's good. I keep thinking about what we were talking about before the podcast of like really rich comedian is blown away at his crowd work.
Yeah. There's a comic who's working right now who's way more successful than I am, and he sells everything out. But his crowd work clips are just him realizing jobs exist. It's just,
No, but it is fun.
It's just him talk. There's a clip that went really viral, and it's him talking to a plumber. And the guy's like, "Yo, he was like, what do you do for work?" And the guy's like, I'm in like waste removal. And he's like, "So you like a plumber? You like a poop doctor then?" And everybody's just, and he's like, "But like, no, for real though, do you gotta like," he's not black either. He just talks like, he's a white guy who talks like this. And he's like, "Yeah, oh, you like a poop doctor then? So you got like a toilet gets sick and you gotta reach in there, pull some poop out." And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So you like a poop? You touch poop?"
I do.
15 million views, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Well, you know, I always
He's
shit
in the
on
poop union. Yeah, the poop union is
poop
very
union
funny.
and-
Yeah.
Poop union.
You in a union?
You in the poop union?
You in the poop union?
You in the poop
What do they pay you? Like little corn that you put in that poop?
Who are your coworkers? Mario and Luigi? You in the poop union?
What do they pay you with? Wet wipes?
What's your name, player? Waluigi?
Waluigi. You be sitting in the top part of the toilet. You the villain of the.
People be leaving Bowser's? Yeah.
You ain't
It
rescuing.
is crazy that like comedians now, because comedy's so big, can get so rich that they're blown away that somebody is a plumber.
Yeah, they're like, that's a real job? Oh,
Yeah.
y'all really be touching poop.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like he's like, yeah, man, I make $100,000 a year. I work 4 days a week. I make $100K. He's like, but you gotta touch like duty and stuff when you're there though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like gross. It's like
It's crazy.
I guess.
I do say, you know what though? I will say, I'll shit on crowd work and then I do crowd work and then I go.
Crowd work's fun.
Well, no, I just shit on like bad crowd and I go, wow, that's really bad. And then I get on stage and I'm like, I'll do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
100%.
I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
And I'll get off stage. I'm like, I'm a wizard.
Sometimes I have the opposite thing where I'll be doing crowd work and the crowd work would lead me down a path where I say some of the hackiest, dumbest shit I've ever said. And then in my head, I go, this is your fault, by the way. This is you guys, because I knew you guys would laugh at that. It's not my fault for saying it. It's not my fault for thanking the gay guy for coming out. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's your fault because I knew you would laugh because you guys are dumb.
Exactly.
But it's
I
always my
did
fault.
I did one of the hackiest crowd work moments I've ever had in my life, like 2 nights ago. I've been doing a new bit about how, like, if in the apocalypse, my girlfriend and I got into an argument about what we would do with our pets in the apocalypse. And I say, like, I'm team save the dog, eat the cat. And then I do a whole thing about eating the cat. And it was, like, kind of bombing because I'm, like, working it out. And then I was just curious. I was like, the guy was, like, shaking his head. I was like, you would need a cat? And he goes, no. And then I went, so you don't eat pussy? And the place erupted. And I went, I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand that I will kill myself?
Cut yourself a break. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was
No,
good,
dude, that's
man.
that's so
That was
hacky.
great. Honestly, the
I was-
fact that you thought about that on the spot is crazy.
It wasn't, dude.
What are your followers?
It's
at after
really-
that?
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Did
how
you
did somebody go up
skyrocket?
after me? Yeah.
Come see Josh headline the Kia Forum in LA.
Yeah, by the way,
And-
yeah, if you want, I'm doing Madison Square
classic.
Gardens.
yeah.
I've got 2 shows there, November 18th and 19th.
Honestly, doing crowd work, I do think that we all when you do comedy long enough, like crowd work, you can watch somebody do crowd work and be like, damn, they're crushing, or you can be like, they're just doing the thing. Doing crowd work is, when it's going really well for any extended period of time, it is very impressive.
Yeah.
If you were to remove yourself from it, the fact that like you're just being a funny guy with zero preparation,
No net.
no net.
Sometimes you get thrown a layup, like somebody's sitting in the front. He's a poop doctor, though.
Yeah, every once in a while
sometimes there's a
poop
plumber in
doctor
the there's
front.
there's a poop doctor in the front. He's a plumber, and you get to figure out like, well, what's like the messiest toilet you came into?
Or sometimes
You
you
ever
talk,
like walked in,
yeah.
somebody pooped on top of a poop? It's like a double poop. And then he's
so-
like, waits for the answer. He's like, oh, that's gross.
It's so funny. I mean, poop doctor. Also, poop. Poop is like, that's a subject that like you can get into, and it's always going to be funny. It's like farting or something. It's like, you know, eating pussy is like subjective. Some fellas don't like it,
Yeah.
but
Who specifically doesn't like it? Do you
just
think?
guys I've talked to. I don't want to drop any names, but just some local comics. And, I don't know, but like I feel like eating pussy, people will be like, oh, this guy, he's grotesque. But if you talk about poop doctor, is going to hit with a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old.
Yeah, that's a 95% like batting average with poop
Yeah.
doc. Poop doc, you bring out.
Yeah.
I just drooled.
Did you?
I'm talking-
you
talking
do that.
about- yeah,
no,
no.
but you do that
I
sometimes.
got-
though.
You do love comedy.
I got mouth problems.
You drool because I would say no for real. I've no, and I'm not telling him anything he doesn't know. He doesn't know that I know. You. I would say I see you drool weekly.
Yeah, dude.
Just a little. It's nothing crazy.
Well, I think it's I have an overbite, but then I also get talking so fast. When I was growing up, I used to do that a lot. I used to suck the spit until I realized that's the
That's
craziest
crazy.
to be in the conversation. Be like, and it's like,
dude,
I wonder why nobody picks me to play football.
I just remember.
It's like that's
I used
fucking
to do
wild.
this thing with my spit. I have these gaps in my teeth, and these two where I'm not gonna do it right now, but I would push spit out of one, suck it back in, push it out of the other, like just back and forth. It was kind of a pretty interesting talent on my part, I think, but I would do it all the time.
Wait, what was the talent?
Like I can't do it. My spit's
So
not
you
the
would
right
push
consistency.
spit.
So you push it out one, kind of drag it across the other.
It
and
would,
suck
no,
it
I
back
would
in.
push it out of this gap and then suck it back into the palate area and then push it back out of the other gap, back and forth.
Like it's like a Scooby Doo montage of running through the doors.
Yes, exactly. Or like a slinky, just like bit, like back and forth.
Would you have your mouth open for it? It'd shoot out and you suck it back in?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
that's cool.
so it was kind of a cool talent. But one time I was doing it and I was walking with my buddy Cody. We were leaving basketball practice, and he saw me doing it, and he was like, "You can't get in my car if you keep doing that." And it was one of the most mortifying experiences of my life.
Yeah, those are moments. There are moments sometimes when somebody says something to you about something you've done your whole life, and then you look back and you go, "Oh yeah, I
yeah.
mow. If I get too full, I make noises like I moan. Have you ever saw me on the couch?
Yeah.
If I eat a lot, I will moan. I'll be like." For no reason, I didn't realize I was doing it. And then one day, my brother, when I was like 19, was like, "Fucking stop!" And then he goes,
Yeah.
"You've done this your whole life." And now I'm just thinking back of every time I've ever ate. Have people just been like,
Yeah.
he's just fucking moaning after he eats all the time?
because when somebody finally says it, you go, "This is just the person who was brave enough."
Right.
to say something. The worst part is when you're eating and you're like, you do the big. You know how many times I've done the inhale exhale while you're eating, and it's not even like, because most of the time there's like, oh, food's here, you race to the food and you're like. That is first of all, it's not even a flaw. It's just something that you don't have to do. It's all these. It's the worst. I caught myself doing it when I was like 10, and I was like, something's not right. And then I saw a commercial of a guy eating a granola bar, and his wife was like, "Are you going to basketball practice?" He was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, so everybody does it. Okay, good." But it's a bad look. Like the moaning, you can't do it. You're just kind of existing, and you're like,
Yeah.
know. The breath is like, all right, why don't you?
Yeah. When you're like having to do breathing techniques to eat, then
Yeah.
people start going, okay.
Yeah.
I still think moaning is almost worse though, because it's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
To just be so full, you're like, that's like, it's
Good.
nuts.
You're satiated. You're full. You're filled up.
Okay, I don't like that at all.
I like that.
Filled.
Oh, Dad filled me
Josh,
up.
Josh, why are you making that noise? I'm just so filled up right now.
Oh, I got fucking filled up.
Just what mom made me put in my
In my mouth.
what mom made me put in my mouth made me so full. Peyton, how do you like Austin so far? You moved here from Chicago.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit. I think the crowds are incomparable to anything else that I've done.
Like good, like they're just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't use incomparable on this podcast. I have
okay,
no
I'm
idea
sorry.
what that
Definitely
That's
don't
okay.
use it for an Austin crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. There ain't nothing like it. But the crowds are great. I feel like, in Chicago, the crowds they're great there, but it's a little I don't know. I feel like it's really like you travel around after being in Chicago, and it's really kind of like taking the training wheels off, you know.
Yeah, like because I've been in Chicago a bunch, and aside from like Comedy Bar, which is super touristy and just like a collection of people, usually from the Midwest or other parts of the country, it is like a very specific vibe.
Yeah,
I hate to give it the label of like they're very liberal, because I'm not really even against that, but it's just yeah. I've watched clips of Chicago comics. This happens in a lot of different markets, and there's stuff here too like this, but you watch it and you go, that joke would never work in 95% of the country.
Yeah, if you're talking about poop doctors in Chicago.
Poop doctors is universal.
You think so?
Yeah.
Poop union.
Poop
would
union.
probably do well anywhere.
Yeah, the poop union would work anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is here. I do think there's a thing here that's like I always joke about it, where it's like doing comedy in Austin is a lot like being like bullied in middle school. It's like if anything is not going well for you, you can just call somebody gay.
Yes.
And the crowd will be like, "We're back on your side. That guy's gay."
Yeah.
That guy does have a button-up shirt. He's gay.
I do like. I also. I mean, it's kind of it's a hate and love situation with it.
Yeah.
It's like that. It feels good in the moment.
Yeah.
And then you get off stage and you're like, ugh.
I hate that I had to do that.
Why did I have to do that?
Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to sacrifice one for the sake of many.
Of
you
the
know
show?
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah.
it's great down here. Every room is so good, and I feel like unless it's like a Monday when like Kill Tony's going on and there's everyone's just there. Every show's like pretty full. There's people are just excited to go out, and every club here there's just really cool setups too. There's no rooms like this in Chicago. There's like, there's only really 3 clubs, and there's a couple indie shows, but it's like bar shows or coffee shops, and there's
a bookstore.
Exactly. There's like Zany's, Laugh Factory, Comedy Bar, and they're all far apart. Like Zany's and Laugh Factory are miles, but like every club is on this.
Yeah, you can hit 4 clubs in a 2-block walk here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You go one over and you're at Sunset and the Mothership and
Velveeta here,
Room,
Creek, Velveeta.
You go down. It's a bit of a hike. I'd drive, but East Austin.
East
is
Austin's
fun,
great. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just think it's great. I think this is a great city. It's really popping off right now. So many people down here though now. It's insane.
It really is, dude. And new people move. I see people move here once a week. There's somebody where I'm like, Joe DeRosa lives here now, or like somebody who I am like not necessarily a fan of, but like a comic where I'm like, oh, I've known who they were since before I started comedy, and now they live here.
Yeah.
Or then like you and like Tom and like all the Chicago guys. It's just
it's crazy.
It is crazy. It's good here though.
Not to mention, I was more or less talking about like people that are moving down and they're like, yeah, I got my minute ready.
Yeah,
like Kill Tony.
I drove here in my van, and I'm gonna live in my van for 7 months.
It's
in the
really,
hopes of getting on it once.
It's
and then
incredible.
It really is wild, dude.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I saw a TikTok come across my feed, and it was a guy. He'd only posted 3 TikToks. The other 2 had 100 views, and they were his stand up. And then the other one had 1 million views, and it was he was like, "Hey guys, I just an announcement. I finally did it. I put my 2 weeks in. I've got all my belongings in my car. I'm heading to Austin to get on Kill Tony." And so, of course, I read the comments, and every comment was like, typical TikTok stuff, like put the fries in the bag, dog, like that kind of stuff. And then I went to his clip. One of his clips was, I was a little worried coming to this open mic because my dad's name is Mike. And I was like, oh, Dad, no. Don't open. Mom won't like that you're gay.
It's got legs.
here's the thing.
It's got legs.
Here's the thing. Live in a van for 7 months. It might pay off.
That's so funny.
You get your name pulled. All it takes is your name getting pulled once.
Yeah, man.
That is true.
You make it to the red. If you've done Kill Tony, right?
I just did. My episode just came out on yesterday.
That's sick.
2 days ago.
It's always fun. It's fun because you watch your buddies get on it and you go, sick, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. Did you hang out in the bar?
No, because they were doing 2 shows that night. They did 2 Kill Tonys. So I just took off and I hung outside and was just hanging out. And then they didn't do like a big hang. There was just like.
Because I've never been in it, but everybody describes the bar where they corral all the people. And I will say, there are a lot of really great comics that sign up for Kill Tony. And then there's the rest. And the energy of those people is dark and chaotic.
It's nuts to have. Here's what it is. A guy that I go to the gym, the guy that goes to the same gym as me was talking to me. He knows I do comedy, and he was telling me that he's going to start signing up because he just started a clothing brand, and he wants to go on it wearing his brand and promote it. You know who I'm talking about. He gave me a shirt, Gemini Twins.
Gemini Twins.
And he was
Gemini
like, I got this
Twins.
idea for a bit. And he was like, I haven't done comedy. I've never done it. I don't really have any interest to do it. But here, what do you think about this bit? And they told me it. And then he was like, yeah, so I'm just going to go on there and then really just promote my thing. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. The first time that you're going to do something, regardless if it's stand-up or just in general, don't do it on a platform that millions of people are going to see. Like, imagine if 1 million people saw you try to skateboard for the first time and you're, like, on a thing that's like, hey, we do this to elevate skateboarders who are unknown. And then you go up there and you try to, like, do the most basic thing. And they're like, why are you doing this, though? You're, like, wasting everybody's time to be like, and then you're like, but I got, like, new shoes coming out that I like.
You know, it's the thing of, like, that show will do more good than bad for you. And I think it's, like, it can do really, like, great things to your career, obviously. So many people that are touring off of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, of course. I mean, you leave it open to the public. Anyone can sign up in this window.
Anybody can sign up. Not everybody should.
For sure.
That's what it is.
But that can be applied to
everything.
To scale it much down to just an open mic.
Yeah.
Later tonight. Like that, it caps at 30. 15 of them should not sign up. But they do it. And I also say that's how you get better. You have to just sign up. I will maybe not. Don't start with Kill Tony, but
Don't start with the biggest platform. Go to Lucky Duck.
Dude, imagine.
Yeah. Have you been to that place?
No.
Dude, when I came here, I was like, there was a week where I was like, I just moved here, I wasn't getting booked, and I was like, no, fuck this, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna put the ego aside. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do these mics, and I'm gonna just try to like get networking and whatever. I went to like one open mic at this Lucky Duck place. It was outside. It was a bar. The comics. It was like 90 feet long. And there's nobody in the audience other than other comics who are just all on their phone. And I went up and I started doing my set, and I was like 2 minutes in, and I went, all right, I'm done. This isn't doing anything. And then I left, and I was like, this is nuts that like, I don't know. I was like, I'll never go to another open mic out here other than like the ones that are worth going to. Like there's like, obviously like Mothership and like Creek. It's like, go to those. Yeah. But like other ones are just like, dude, you're not going to catch me at a fucking... You'll never. There's no reason to go to Lucky Duck on a Thursday at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
it's like I'd rather just go get a guest spot at a real show and be like, yeah, well, let's slip a new one in versus like go to hang out with these fucking gremlins who are.
I'd rather watch a movie that I haven't watched.
Yeah,
in a while.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. I feel like my dad would always. He says like when I was first starting, I was doing like every mic I could and every all this, and he was like, I would take his car out there and he's like, okay, this is paid. I'm like, yeah. Just like go to an open mic like an hour away, but then he was like, you gotta pick what's worth your time. Like what's gonna make you like actually better. Like if you're sitting at this open mic, you go up in front of 2 people, minus like just the rep of getting up and saying it.
Yeah,
nothing is coming of it.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's a good point, but also I think you should do it. I think I'm a big get out there and really fucking like nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, there's a happy medium somewhere.
Yeah.
At first, I just think about my first stand up. I just think about like the first time I did stand up, and I think about like, damn, like what if 1 million people had seen that?
Dude. My big
what
punch.
If 1 million people had seen me be like, I used to be addicted to drugs. Don't worry, you can't catch it. You can catch my hepatitis. That's the thing I really said.
It's got legs.
Don't worry, you can't catch addiction, but I will give you hepatitis C, which I don't even have.
My first time was like 4 minutes of me building up to one punchline, which was, and so yeah, I guess you can say I was involved in a chlamydia square. It's like a love triangle, but with another person and a lot more drips. I mean, 4 minutes of me rocking back and forth on stage, playing with a mic cord.
No, but
to go. They don't even know what's about to hit them, dude. Wordplay coming out of nowhere.
Do you remember your first joke that you remember being like, "This is a joke that I'm gonna say"?
Like on stage, like
Yeah.
that I thought of. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first set I was like 17, and I went up, and I don't remember what order I did it, but I remember I did this joke where I'm like, hey, does anybody want to teach me how to like use the dryer? And I lifted my arms up, and my shirt would come up past my belly, and that was it.
That's kind of
not
funny,
bad.
though.
That's not bad.
If you did that, if we were here in Black Rabbit tonight for a full crowd and you did that, I wouldn't go, "What the fuck is he doing?" I would giggle. I would laugh.
Yeah, that's funny.
I might bring it back.
bring it back. There's no
Bring it
word.
back.
I think there's a trope that happens where I think a lot of guys go into wordplay when they're new because it's like it's like right there. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can do a play on words. Like you're
Yeah.
revolutionizing the word. You're revolutionizing.
I don't think I ever did word. I don't think I ever did word.
I've never been a wordplay guy.
Yeah, I did something like. I remember that, and I did this joke where I'm like, skinny people take stuff for granted, you know? And I was like, bouncy houses? I can't use those. I was like, folding chairs? My mother's love? It was just like
one of the rule of three. Yeah.
I was a lot of that.
Yeah.
The
Still
technical.
is.
Well, yeah, you can technically write a joke about most things. Like if
Yeah.
you just go this, but then this.
Yeah.
I like the one because it's so funny because you can elevate it to where it's a really great joke, but you can also go this and this. That's like if this was like this,
Yeah.
and it's like such a formula.
There's
An
formula.
but they can
yeah.
be those can be good.
They
though.
can be great. I think you can also go, imagine the first person to do this.
Yeah.
The first guy to do this had to have been like this.
That is, no joke, still my writing process. It's still the way I write. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with like imagine the first guy to do.
Well, there's so many good examples of
Yeah.
why it could be funny.
The internet ruined the best one, which is like, what was the first guy who milked a cow doing?
Yeah, like drank the
yeah,
cow
so
from the milk.
good, so good.
It's very funny. Yeah, the first guy is always funny because everything. Shane had the great one about the Special Olympics, like the first time.
Yeah.
First time for any. Yeah, it's so good. I try to do this joke about the first transgender surgery. I'm like, I'm all for trans people and trans rights and all that, but the first guy to do the surgery must have been like just a real psycho because it's just somebody at like a cocktail party. They're like, I just feel like a man. I wish I could. Or I feel like a woman. I wish I could just get rid of my penis, And there's just like a guy in a lab coat in the corner, like, mind if I take a look? And it's like this just terrible. But I thought there was something.
No, but that's
Dude,
funny.
I
funny.
I had one that I just tried a couple of weeks ago too about the thermometer being like going from because they invented them for their ass, but then
yeah.
that's like how you first did it was in rectally, and so I was like, who made the leap that was like, damn, I'm gonna fucking like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like looking over his shoulder like. All right.
Yeah.
and then it worked. So then you have to try to convince people it was like not weird.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it worked. It was science. Because it worked, it wasn't weird. It was
like he took it out and put it in his mouth to be weird.
yeah, basically like
Yeah.
so it's like he took it out. Like the patient was hot, and then he was like,
Oh.
And
Num,
then
num, num,
and
num,
he
num.
had it in his mouth. He's like, and then he was like, oh my god, that's my
I
temperature.
have a fever.
oh my god, yeah,
Oh my god.
For her.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a fever for her.
sick.
But back
For
then,
her.
yeah, because back then though, your mouth touches the butthole, you die. When-
Aside from bits, the first people to do any medical procedure, I mean, crazy.
Yeah, it all starts in very like psychotic ways.
I do like that. There was a really large, significant portion of time where everybody was dying, and then people were just like, "Wash our hands.
Yeah.
We gotta wash these before we shove them inside of people."
Or just like if you really get to the core of it, like when they would do this a lot for like gunshot wounds in like the Civil War, they'd be like, oh, you got shot right here. Cut his whole fucking arm off. It's like, what are we,
Yeah.
that's the solution?
Well, that was because they
Infection
were
and-
like, infection's
yeah.
gonna spread and you'll just die.
And then they go, that's going to get infected. Let's make it even bigger.
Yeah.
That's what they
Yeah.
do. Let's make the wound
that
huge.
little hole will get infected. Let's make a really big
big
hole.
hole.
on
Let's really
the end
cut
of
it,
your
and then they
arm.
cauterize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll like no more getting shot.
Yeah, no more getting shot. You're done getting
we
shot.
heated up this hot piece of metal and burnt your arm. That should be fine.
My grandpa is, just in the 70s, the way they grew up, if you cut yourself, like he was in the Navy, you just super glue your wound closed.
I think that's still a thing though. Like
They still glue. They still glue wounds shut.
I glue a cut shut like I don't know, like a month ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I cut my hand when I was cutting an onion.
Damn.
I was
And you
distracted.
super glued it?
Yeah, I cut my thumb and I super glued it.
You didn't have a Band-Aid?
No, I just super glued it. It was bleeding really bad, so I just put super glue on and put a Band-Aid on top.
Wow.
I do find that crazy, but
Yeah, I mean, it would scare me to put any super glue
just
into
like
my
Gorilla
wound.
Glue.
Have you ever actually like rubbed dirt on your like
No.
cut too? Like genuinely, like when you're a
No.
kid and you like wipe out on your bike or something, and you already have dirt in your wound. It's kind of like, oh, okay.
I used to
this
eat
is-
dirt as a kid.
Really?
It was
I
a
used
problem.
to eat ants.
My mom. I had a doctor's
So you
appointment.
didn't eat
because
any
of it.
weird things?
We used to do concoctions like in the kitchen. In the kitchen, we would get a glass and just be like 2 eggs, ketchup, baking powder, and we'd stir it up. And we'd be like, "Want some milk? Go ahead."
Hey, try
Take
that
it-
out.
take
big
a sip.
guy.
Did you guys have a
it's
name
just
for
water.
like getting Kool-Aid packets and you wouldn't actually mix it in? You just mix the Kool-Aid packets themselves together, like all the powder, and then you put like sugar in it.
No.
You would like mix like you have like blue, red, and then you'd put sugar on top of it.
And
So it
then
was
you
just it was
and
just
then
like
you what? You
like those like
eat
the
it?
yeah, it's like a dipping stick. You remember
Oh, like
those-
Fun Dip.
Yeah, like fun. You'd make fun
Yeah.
dip, but with just like a different
No,
Kool-Aid
we
powder.
never did
We
We
that.
thought we were like inventing something. It was literally just like
I never did
mixing
Kool-Aid.
more sugar on sugar.
Yeah, I never did Kool-Aid growing
Yeah,
up.
we're not really. This isn't really a Kool-Aid podcast.
Why is that?
We were more whole milk.
There's no. Yeah, yeah. We were more cold glasses of milk before bed
I was
podcast
big
than
into
Kool-Aid.
Crystal Light lemonade. I would do that a lot.
We used to. My dad still Crystal Light lemonade and Crystal Light peach tea. There's a jug of it in our fridge at all times.
I used to use that as chaser a lot, so I can't really drink it anymore. I used to, because it's like on the go chaser. You get a bottle of
Yeah.
water, you just have a Crystal Light pack. It's like, there you go. Now I can drink whenever I want. That was back when I was
Crystal Light really is
15, 16.
Crystal Light really is white person Kool-Aid, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
I think it is.
I think it's middle class more than anything.
It's just so
Kool-Aid
good.
packets you can get like
That
you can get
feels
like
racist.
what? I think calling it white people is worse than calling it middle class.
No, well, it's only racist because I said that first, and then you're like, well, it's really more like upper middle class, whereas Kool-Aid.
Well, I didn't say the word upper. You're adding words now.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
right.
saying. I'm just saying if you call it
Kool-Aid's more
saying-
working class,
well,
poor people
saying-
drink.
yeah.
Well,
Cassane,
that's okay.
Cassane,
So
no.
Kool-Aid is like a
We're gonna
south
get to
side
the
of
root of
town
this.
kind of drink.
Yeah,
One second, we're gonna get to the root of this. So you went Kool-Aid. You said
Crystal
Crystal
Light
Light
is
is like
white
white
people
people.
Kool-Aid.
So then, what would the implication be?
The implication
Is Kool-Aid is
that
black? But
Because-
me
bec-
saying
Which I
that
don't-
it's more middle class is worse.
Because of the implication.
because of the implication.
Because of the implication.
Because of the implication. Yes.
I don't think it was worse. Let us know in the comments what was worse.
I think I
Let them
set you
s-
up for failure there. If you were to say that Crystal Light is more of a middle class drink, I wouldn't disagree because you could argue that
more expensive.
rich people who want to have tea, they have their own it's
more
brewed
expensive.
tea. You're not helping yourself. I don't
it's
think.
not.
What? Because it is.
Crystal Light.
Let's look
I
at.
think Kool-Aid is more expensive.
Let's Google this now.
A tub, dude.
How
Kool-Aid
much-
that comes in like the Marty McFly nuclear thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut this whole far.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Hang
No,
on,
you're not.
hang on. Yeah, Jamie,
No,
pull this
is
up.
funny.
Yeah.
What was your name?
Josh,
Josh. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1.90 an ounce.
Okay, so yeah, $1.90 an ounce or
$1.90. Why
yeah.
is it measured in ounces?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, how much is crystal? How
Holy
much is
Crystal
an
Light.
ounce of crystal
what
light?
is $68?
Crystal Light
How
ounces.
much is how much is it an ounce? Crystal Light per ounce price.
$2.88 for a box of peach tea. Of the
So
sweet
this
tea.
is $3 an ounce. So Crystal Light is a little bit more expensive.
double the price, baby?
Crystal Light is a little bit more expensive, which is
What would be even higher? Were we just going Sunny D at that point?
No, I don't know.
Sunny D is below any of those.
I mean like liquid IV and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
we
a.
love that stuff.
Yeah, talking to like a 5-year-old. Hey, honey, have you drank your liquid IV today?
Yeah.
So I put the liquid death down, son.
Yeah.
You ever done Mio? Remember Mio?
Mio
Is
was
that
big. Yeah.
yes.
Dude, every once in a while,
Yeah.
I meet a sober person who will. There's Mio that has caffeine in it, and they'll just raw dog it straight into their mouth.
Ugh.
I've met like more than one person who does that, and I'm like, that is a problem.
Me and my siblings got Mio one time, like all is like how we would like get our own phones. We all got our own Mio flavor, and we were like, yeah, dude. It was awesome.
It's like, fuck, dude, you got cranberry? That's
What
so
were you
sick.
guys' gifts in? So I think that's a universal thing for Christmas. Did you guys get like? Everybody got like my mom would give my brother and me boxes of chocolate, but we would get different ones. Like he would get a certain brand and I would get a certain brand.
Oh yeah.
It would I think like a stocking stuffer thing.
My dad still does this with his fiance and stuff. Will get us like these stocking stuff. It's just like you get your favorite candy.
Yeah.
In it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We all got the same ones. We always get the candy canes that are filled with Mike and Ike's and shit. You know what I'm talking? Or like
dude.
Runts.
Oh, Mike, dude, Runts.
What are runts?
You've never.
Jamie.
Wait, you've never had Runts?
I don't know. I don't think
You
so.
have
They're the
banana
little-
Runt, dude.
You like
Oh,
the banana ones?
Oh,
These.
I know exactly.
These are the
yeah,
best.
Yeah.
Dude, you think those are good?
Well, that's crazy.
Yes, my dad. I mean, these are.
Wait, which?
Why are you
Yeah,
guys cut
let's
anything?
read. Let's read of Mice and Men to be like it's in the book.
Yeah. Just pull up. To Kill a Mockingbird, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's I've talked about this before, but I was an English literature major in college, and I had to do my final project. The last thing I had to do in my very last class, I had to take a summer class to finish up for the semester, and or to graduate, and I had to take a hip hop and jazz class, and my professor selected me to dissect Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly," and I had to go line by line on like 4 songs. And he selected him on purpose. He was a black professor, and I feel like he was he was feeding me to the wolves.
He
I'll
was
say
doing
this
bits.
though.
He's like, because there's a song
Yeah.
where it's like, every is a star. That's like the intro to it. And then I had to break down what I thought that meant, like line by line, in front of, I'm the only white guy. I'm in front of a group full of, like a class full of, I don't know, 15 black guys, like black guys, black ladies. I'm the only white guy in there being like, and this is what I think Kendrick Lamar meant when he said,
And he couldn't pick a jazz album where not one single
hip hop.
word is
Give
spoken.
me Eminem. Hey, give me Eminem in that class. What are we
Yeah.
doing? It's the
But that
obvious.
would
All
have
do
been
Logic
racist,
even.
too.
All been
Racist or not racist?
Logic
is black though.
Well, I know, but he's like white presenting enough that I could have
but
gotten away with
he
it.
be saying it.
Does he?
Oh yeah,
He'd be saying it.
He be
he
saying
be
it.
saying it.
He got that pass.
Shit.
He does.
Ah.
He does.
Eminem. He fell off.
Yeah,
He kind
hibbity.
of did. Yeah.
It's tough.
It is tough. Sometimes you just wish he had died from a drug overdose.
My roommate now has just been, I guess Jadakiss put out a new album.
Oh,
and
God
our
damn
roommate,
it.
our old roommate is like obsessed with Jadakiss to the point where we'd be doing car rides and be like, you know what I want to do is pull up 1989 Jadakiss's mixtape. And it's just like recorded on like a fucking cassette. And it's just all dog shit audio. And he's like, yeah, Jadakiss, And then he just is like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not killing you and I kill your family. It's
You
just
know what? Though?
that.
I'm one of those fans with music. I'm very into like rock music and stuff. And if I find a bootleg of something or like a demo tape, it's really big now. All these bands, they're getting old and dying, so they're putting out like everything.
Yeah.
They're just like, here's the demos from 1940.
Oh, that's cool.
And I like that. So I get that stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't save it to the library. You can't put it on at the party and be like, you can't.
Yeah.
You
That's
ever
what it
listen to
is.
a demo tape? It's like recorded in their fucking
Yeah,
garage.
well, that's the thing. It's like I like whatever you like. I probably like some shit that I know would ruin the vibe of a get together. You know what I mean?
course.
100%.
Yeah, if you're driving a car and fucking the front bottoms comes on,
Yeah,
you're immediately
dude.
like,
Yeah.
I don't actually even like this
and
that
that
much.
was the summer.
I was taking steroids.
Oh God.
Do you know that
Because
song?
you like a man with muscles.
And
you can't
I like you. And then you're just kind of driving and you're like, so anyways, what did you say you do for work?
Yeah,
I'm on
you
a first date.
It's like, no. I'm going to play some shit. You guys are going to really fuck with this. And everybody's like, this sucks.
But that stuff, that kind of music is really coming back. Like I feel like the Mr. Brightside, the Killers kind of Blink-182 is
Yeah.
big again.
He's
Yeah,
a
the
big
whole
Blink
thing.
182 guy.
Do you like Blink?
Dude.
Yeah, that's not.
Dude,
we don't
this
have
guy
to go
loves
into it.
Blink 182.
Dude.
Come on, he hasn't seen your act yet.
Yeah,
This
no.
is a surprise.
I tell you
for
what,
him.
it's not in the.
Yeah, I know.
I just moved here. I haven't seen the
please,
Blink
no,
thing.
please, do. Come on, don't do the bit, but
If you looked at if
You've
you look
gotta
at Tom
know.
DeLonge's Wikipedia page,
no, for real though,
what you want me to show him?
please.
I'll show you.
You have
I
a tattoo?
I do. It's unfortunate.
You're talking, dude. All my tattoos are band tattoos.
No way.
Yeah. This is bad.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. You get it when you're 17. You think it's gonna be good, and then you get it, and you're like, "Holy shit! I'm 29 with this.
That's so.
I'm 29. It's nuts."
That one's. It's
I went to my
pretty crazy,
tattoo artist. I was
right?
like, "Can I cover this up?" He's like, "Yeah, put your shirt down."
Don't do the bit.
Where are you? Yeah, I mean,
Well, he has seen
It's
the
funny, dude. I've never
That is-
seen. It's funny. I've never seen anybody react to your tattoo outside of like when you used to do the bit on stage.
Yeah.
So watching that was very funny.
Well, I still
for
do.
me.
To be fair, if I'm doing a long set, I'm pulling it out.
Yeah, of course. So no, I get it.
look,
It's a funny bit.
It's good. It's good.
No, it's not. It's
fun.
okay.
Here's what I'll say. I have 8 tattoos.
I just farted. I don't know. I don't want to address
Thanks
that
for
before.
Yeah.
I did it again.
It's okay.
I've been drinking a lot of this stuff. Sorry, keep going.
I just pooed. Okay, that was bad. That was really bad. But I have 8 tattoos. They're all band except I have like my dog's paw print, but I have bands. I have like
God, that's gay.
yeah, I know. I went and got a Red Hot Chili Peppers tattoo.
Yeah, you did.
I like them. Me and my brother really like them, but not enough to be like tattoos.
yeah,
But
Matching tattoos.
I was just on the road in South Bend, Indiana. I went and got it. It was really bad. But I got it fixed. What I'll say is like the band tattoos. Everybody thinks you're gonna regret them, or any tattoos. Like I don't want to regret it. I don't know, but it's like it's on you. You learn to like it.
yeah.
Even more like you like you got it for a reason. Whether
Yeah.
or not it was dumb and you were young or whatever, you end up being like, yeah, but you know what? That band rules. This, you get a movie tattoo, you get a just like a piece, just like
Yeah.
a piece of art that you're just like, I thought it looked cool.
Well,
Who
eventually,
gives a fuck?
at worst
agree.
case scenario, it reminds you of a time in your life. The only time that I
Yeah.
think people are really like, fuck, I hate this, is like when a girl gets like the infinity symbol tattooed on the back of her neck. And she goes,
Yeah.
this doesn't mean anything to me now, and it didn't then. Those kind of tattoos
You're
are
just
like
excited
that.
to get a
Like my
tattoo.
least favorite.
That's what most of mine are.
My least favorite, like aesthetically speaking, tattoo that I have is still a great story and a matching tattoo that I have with my friend who I love. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, well
And
that's good.
you're inked up, right?
Yeah,
you got a lot.
I've got a lot of tattoos.
So, what is like? Do you have any like band, or is it just like?
My first 2 tattoos, the first one I got was the Gucci Mane ice cream cone,
Oh wow!
and then
That was your first tattoo ever?
my very first tattoo ever. Yeah, I was with my ex this is the end of 2020, and we were in Nashville, and neither of us drank. A lot of things were closed because of COVID still. And she was like, well, what should we do? And she had some tattoos. She was like, let's get a tattoo. And my whole life was like, not a tattoo guy. I was never against them. I always found them attractive on other people, but I just never really thought. And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, she was like, well, what would you get? Like, what's like your instinct if you had to get one? And I thought of that. This is like the background on my phone. Like it's like I love Gucci Mane, old Gucci Mane, new Gucci Mane sucks. But I was like that, and then I was like, how about this? I'm gonna text my little brother right now and ask him if I should get it, and whatever he says, I'll do. So I texted him, and he immediately was like, fuck yeah. Come to find out later, he was blackout drunk at a frat house. And then I got that. And then the next tattoo I got was the Jeezy snowman, the angry snowman.
G-Eazy?
No. Young Jeezy.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Young Jeezy.
somebody's out there with a G-Eazy tattoo.
There's
which is
somebody out
crazy.
there with a
And it's me.
right next to the chili peppers.
That's why I freaked out. I'm like, G-Eazy? You're the second person?
No, and then so those were the first 2 because Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy pretty famously had beef, which is a story that I also love, and then they squashed it. Remember when everybody started doing those verses where rappers
Yes.
would rap back and forth? So they did that. they each rapped their diss tracks to each other at one point, and Gucci's is really brutal. Like Gucci's is like so Jeezy put a hit on Gucci Mane's chain. So $50,000 you take Gucci Mane's chain. He got set up. Guys broke into Gucci's house. Gucci killed one of them, and then buried the body out behind his apartment complex, and then still got off on self-defense.
You can bury a body in your backyard and go, I was self-defense.
But he was trying to kill me. Yeah. Apparently, if you got a good enough lawyer. Yeah. So there's a line in the song where he says...
Crazy.
He says, go...
It's more of a middle class.
Yeah.
This is a Kool-Aid kind of story.
Kool-Aid story told by a Crystal Light guy.
Yeah, this is more of a middle class Crystal Light situation.
God, I hear these stories, dude, and I go, rock music is so much better. I hear these stories, I go, what are these? It could be white, black, whatever. I'm just like hooligans. Just messing about, killing each other.
You get real Fox News, you're like, these thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but so they squashed their beef on the verses after like over a decade of being like very anti each other.
I can't.
So I got the tattoo next to it, and then from there I got I have quite an addictive personality. So
then the world
like it,
healed.
yeah.
Gucci, when they squashed the beef, the world healed.
That's when COVID ended. I don't
Yeah.
know if you
COVID
guys
ended.
knew
That's
that.
when the vaccine came out.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he buried a body in his yard.
It's crazy that he got away. He got away with it.
I feel like
because what happened is, so this is a very common setup tactic too. Gucci Mane brought a girl back to his house, and it was set up. She was sent to accomplish that so that they could follow him.
Classic rapper stuff.
Classic rapper stuff.
God, bringing a girl home. You know how it is.
You know how it is.
You know how it is.
And then
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
the guys busted in.
Nice ad.
Thank you. That's a good
Good
riff.
addition.
They were trying to
was
kill
worth
him. So
It was worth it.
yeah.
She tried to kill. Wait, it was a girl?
No, she was in there, but
okay.
the guys ran in, and then he shot one of them.
Now, do you
killed
shoot
him.
the girl out of principle?
I think that would be murder.
I would have given her just a wad. Benjamin's been like, get yourself out of here. Like, get yourself safe.
Get yourself out of here.
Yeah,
but it was her. She set him up.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but then I don't know how he got off. I haven't looked too much into that. I did read his autobiography though,
Yeah.
I feel like
like a 200-page autobiography.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
I will say, I agree. If you're burying a body in your backyard behind an apartment complex, you go to prison.
Yeah, but the question is, do you still go to prison for murder, even if you killed them in self-defense?
I feel like if you're hiding a body, it just indicates some level of guilt. Or I suppose maybe it's out of fear, being like, oh, I'm going to prison for sure if I don't do. But then it's like you move the body, now you're really getting into.
Well, that's another charge.
Yeah, now
I
you're
think.
getting extra charges, like regardless.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the easiest thing to do is probably just not
Do it.
not publicly beef with somebody who has enough money to go, I'm gonna, hey, if you guys get this chain, I'll give you $50,000.
That's crazy, man.
Comedy beef would be
He
fun.
was standing on business. Yeah.
Comedy
beef like that.
We should start some shit with some fucking East Coast guys.
Go steal his merch. I got 50 bands for whoever steals his
50 bands
t-shirts that says "I got cum."
I got come.
I got coming.
It's
got legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's come and go. It's just spelled with a C instead of a K.
Yeah, exactly. I like
What is?
that.
Yeah,
I like that merch.
Did they even try? Come and go. What's next?
Pump and dump. He's just
Clip
doing
it.
his bits.
Wow. Oh,
That was one of my old bits. I haven't done that in years. And then
Good.
sometimes I'll bring it out and I go, why don't I say that joke? And it's like, because you know why you don't fucking say that joke.
Yeah.
You know why you don't say that joke. You and everybody else in the Midwest that started in the Midwest has a come and go. It would crush. This is actually a funny thing that would happen. That joke would crush anywhere except the Midwest. And then I'd go into the Midwest and people would be like, yeah, this is the 15,000th take we've heard of this at a show.
Yeah.
Just another guy being like, you know, it was a man that named it that. It wasn't a woman.
It's like it's like being in New York and being like
Subways.
The funny thing about the subway is, and there go nothing.
So it would or would not do well in the Midwest?
It wouldn't do as good. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just can't stop thinking about the Blink tattoo.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about, how old were you?
I had just turned 18. Like
It's fun.
I booked the appointment when I was 17 and I got it when I was 18.
Is that your favorite album of theirs?
Yeah, the self-titled album, probably. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
It would be better if it wasn't even your favorite
It's
album.
it's also just their symbol too. That little
True.
it just became their logo, which I like.
Yeah.
But
How quickly after you got it, what was the time frame in which you started to go, fuck, I can't believe I have this?
not until my late 20s.
Yeah.
Like when I got to be like when I was I still liked it when I was like 26-ish, 26-ish. And then I went to the beach and I was 27. We went to Fort Lauderdale's beach. And I was like, I have to take my shirt. I don't know. It was just like a one day where I was like, I have to show it in public.
Yeah. You know what though? It's admirable because there's so many people that are like, I want to get a tattoo like that. Everybody wants the tattoos that you and I have.
The band tattoos.
Everybody wants. I mean, I've seen like your tattoos. You have very cool tattoos.
But I get what you're saying.
You'll never regret that. They look cool.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
You guys,
It's a style.
Your tattoos are actually much braver than mine by quite a bit.
Well, the thing about that though, like these are like cool in a way that it's like the whole traditional theme is like you go in, you pick something off a wall that's already been around because it's cool, or like you take like a twist on like one that's already existed.
You can add your own little
and
thing
you add a thing, but it's already it's already been a formula that people have done for generations.
And you have a style on you. You have what is it, traditional?
Yeah, American traditional.
Which is like. So it's a
like
great
timeless
style of tattoos where it's like, also I think a big problem is like if that was more well done and you weren't 18, like if you got like a big thing that was like really like dedicated to like Blink and it was like, you know,
a bunch of stuff, right?
Like you'd be like, oh shit, people would be like, that guy, that's not embarrassing. This guy fucking loves Blink-182. And like it's not. I'm not trying to like sneak this you. It's not embarrassing now.
I don't love it,
but you definitely got it when you were 18.
Yeah,
you know
I don't.
I mean?
Yeah. Well, you have to have good You have to have bad tattoos to appreciate the good tattoos.
Exactly.
It's like you can see like every once in a while somebody has a sleeve, and I can look at it and I can go, they really thought this through, and like there's different things that mean stuff in it and whatever. And then you see somebody who has the sleeve and the wrist, and it's trees coming up from that, and then a wolf, and then like it's like you just. It's like a Pinterest sleeve.
Well, it's funny because you know what's funny about that too, though, is there is a culture in which that crushes.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like if you're like a guy, if you're like I work construction in the Midwest, and you have that forest on your arm, people won't. Your friends will be like, no, like John's sleeve is sick as fuck.
I hate that shit.
Do you know what I mean?
I hate the buff fat guys that get the tattoo here on this part.
Yeah,
of the arm. Yeah. It's the trees.
It's the trees, and it's
the buff fat guys.
I know exactly what
You
you're
know what I
talking
mean?
about.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Like they're not. It's like. They're not dad bods, but they're almost there. They're like still like you can tell they're fucking outdoor guy. Like they work outside type guys.
Yeah,
and then
it's natural muscle is what it is.
Yeah,
and then I think that there are, everything within, because there's some people would see that tattoo, the forest tattoo, and be like, that is sick.
Yeah.
And then some people would see like they're the same way that some people might see anything and think whatever, you know.
It's all subjective.
It's all subjective, but also I think there are I don't know.
There are people who still unironically wear Ed Hardy shirts.
Yeah.
Those people exist. They are also the same people with the forest tattoos.
My second tattoo is a skull. It's funny. I actually regret this one, which I think is people think it's kind of better. But I have a skull. From when I was in the Marines, I have a skull wearing a cover, which is like a common. It's like one of the pin-up ones that all the Marines get, and it says USMC on it. And I regret that one more than I regret the Blink-182 one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your service.
But I just think it's like I think it's more of like a.
But that one's sick.
Nobody laughed at that. I was like, maybe he'll laugh at this. I
just don't like that one. I don't like that one for a different reason. I don't like that one because I was literally just like, oh, I just want a tattoo, and that one was right there on the wall, and I picked it, and it's just it's just like random, no meaning other than like, I was in. Because now it's like if I wanted to get one, I've thought about going back and getting like a different military tattoo, but I've just been like, I don't know if I care to now that I'm 10 years out or whatever.
Yeah.
What bands do you have? You have the Chili Peppers?
have have the Red Hot Chili Peppers here on my arm. I have,
Is it just their classic like red logo?
Yeah,
Like
which
the-
my friend, it's black, but it looks like, it's just the asterisk thing.
Yeah.
But it looks like, my friend said it looks like a swastika cover-up, which is very funny.
Hilarious.
And then I love I play guitar. My favorite guitar player is Stevie Ray Vaughan. So
Yeah.
I have like, on his guitar he had like the SRV. So I just got that up here. And then I have 2 Pearl Jam tattoos. I love Pearl Jam. I have a Foo Fighters tattoo. I have a Rolling Stones tattoo, Tom Petty tattoo.
That's sick.
Like,
That's
You're
cool,
like,
though.
are
I
you
like
grew up
that.
at playing instruments and stuff too?
Yeah.
Just how you just play the guitar? You play anything else?
Yeah, I mean, guitar I play the best, but I can.
Do you ever
just,
think
like-
about whipping it out on stage and just playing?
I've
Like you could
done
make
it.
like a fun.
guitar guy?
You could be like a fun sing guy. Like you could,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it one time. There was a piano on stage, and I played. Somebody yelled "Freebird," and I got on the piano, and I did like I played the music, and then I went. And I did that, and then Leonard Skinner commented on my post, and they were like, "We love this" or whatever.
Dude, that's
That's
crazy.
And then I was like, well, all right, maybe I'll do this. But, everybody's like, oh, you should do like guitar on stage. It's just so I've done it and it's not comfortable to me. Maybe just because I haven't done it that
Yeah.
much. But like, it's tough to not take like a Dimitri Martin style with the guitar or an Adam Sandler style with the guitar without
Yeah.
just blatantly doing
right.
this like very cornered market.
It's a very
on, you know.
niche thing to do, so
Yeah.
you have to be extra creative to make it work. I
Yeah.
think, or you are just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm just more comfortable not. I like kind of keeping them separate, but I do understand the appeal of people who are like, oh my, why don't you do it on stage?
yeah,
And it's like, I don't know. There's also a factor that like I might only do well because I went through the entire process of having a guitar on stage with me. You know what I mean? Where they're like, yeah, great job.
I definitely,
you know what I mean?
I definitely do think that there's a level of positive feedback you get for having the guitar that
Yeah.
doesn't always
If you end a
directly
song,
coincide.
if you
with,
end a song, people are gonna clap regardless if that song was like good or not. You know what I mean?
That's the tough part with musical comedy. There's some really great musical comedy,
Yeah.
but it's gonna kill no matter
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
because they go, wow, they just did.
You
this
made a
whole
witty,
song.
yeah. You did a witty, like, because
Yeah.
you can be witty with a. You could make a witty song that isn't inherently funny, but like that same concept, if it was a bit, would be witty but not funny. Do you know what I
even
mean?
like- even like-
Wittaway.
even like little one-liners back to the crowd
Yeah.
with the guitar are things that if in context of just like being a guy with a mic wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Like I've opened for J.R. de Guzman a couple times, who is so funny. He's so funny. And I've watched him and I'm like, damn, you just watch a guy with a guitar when he's good at it and he's really funny. You're like, this is murdering in a different realm all of its own.
It's like when you're doing stand up and like you talk so much until you're out of breath, and then you're like, and then you have a big ending point, and people, it seems like it's necessary to have an applause break.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, man, like Carlin did that a lot. Would have these
Yeah.
very long, although he's kind of like an anomaly, but like these, you talk, and all these points that you get in one breath, and then you're like, and for that reason, you're gay. And then people are like, whoa. And it's more of like a mind blowing, like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it is like that was really
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Right. So
It's like you did. Yes, yeah. Everything came to a head at the end, right there. You pulled it together.
There is a funny sect of comedy where it's like, I'm just proving a point. That's
Yeah.
funny to me. To be like,
Yeah.
I thought of this.
And my point is that Come and Go,
Funny name.
because it's like you knew what you were doing.
You got to hear the bit, man. It's
You
great.
didn't. You thought that you got. How did that board meeting go?
Wawa?
Who was the first guy?
What did a baby name this?
Wawa. Well, In-N-Out's taken, so it looks like we gotta go with Come and Go. I went to a urinal in the Come and Go. There was a sign. It said, "Please do not put chewing tobacco in the urinal." I went, "What is the fucking mayor coming here? Like, is this a
What, is this a
5-star
fancy come and go?
Is this a fancy come and go?
is this a
This
bit?
is a
That's
bit
an
that he
old
has.
bit I
I
used
could
to do.
almost do it.
I thought you
verbatim.
jumped off of it and started doing like a chewing tobacco just riff.
No, I wish it was. I wish I was that good off the top.
Wow.
Because that was gold right there. What I just put out. I don't know if you guys.
Pretty good.
I don't know if you guys want to fucking.
We're gonna have to cut that because it's gonna be in.
It's gonna be in my special.
It's gonna be
yeah,
in his Don't Tell special.
I have a special
wow.
coming out, and it's called Pump and Dump, and there's gonna be merch available. JoshFrancisComedy.com/I will kill myself.
Wow.
How do you guys think?
Forward slash.
Big backslash forward slash. Yeah, it's spooky season. My the neighborhood that I'm in right now has been decorating. I don't remember it when we moved here last year in October. Dude, people are going all out. There's an animated. My neighbor has an
I remember some last year.
Our neighbor has an animated werewolf that's like 15 feet high.
Yeah, dude.
It is crazy, and
I love that
it
shit.
scared the living shit out of me because it lights up if you walk by it. And
That's
so
so
I was,
funny.
dude, I was walking my dog yesterday, and it was like I got home late, and it was like 1 a.m. and I went on I do a nightly walk with her, and I'm walking. And I'm just on my phone, and I forget like no situational awareness, and I walk by it, and it went rah, and I was like, oh my god, like
I love that.
and they have a Ring camera set up there too, like I'm gonna be in a compilation of a fucking
you will.
wolf scaring video.
That's awesome.
You really hate the Ring cameras.
I hate
he
Ring
brings
cameras
it up all the time.
My neighbor, I don't know if this is nuts. I don't know if this is maybe like a paranoid schizophrenia like rant. So my neighbor right now, they have like a right angle door. So it's like this is their doorway, and then our house is right here. So there's like, you get what I mean? Like like they installed a Ring camera instead of it facing this way out toward, like, you know, on their door facing that way. They installed it facing our door.
I hate that.
So it's a side angle thing. So anytime I walk in and out of the house, my neighbor's Ring camera is staring at me. It can't even be as effective. It doesn't even make sense because it's not even as effective. Because if you want to see who's coming to your house, you want to get the head-on shot. Why would you go to the side? So this camera stares at us, and it drives me up a wall. It makes me like, because I don't even do anything, but it's like I don't like the fact that this fucking guy sees every time I come in and out of the house.
It sucks, and I don't, dude. My dad, his house with his fiance, they live in like, you know, it's like a townhome, so they're all kind of connected, and like you walk, all the garages are facing the street in the cul-de-sac, and then you walk up the sidewalks that go like that, and so the doors are facing each other. They have a Ring camera that faces the door as well. Every time you walk past, it goes, "Hi, you're now being recorded."
Yeah.
And it does that, and it'll just go off at like 3 a.m. You can hear it because the house is right there, right next to you. So yeah, I don't like it either.
So there's a thing that I don't like about it, which is like I don't like the second I step out of my house, there's a camera facing me of a guy who I've met twice, and I walk by it every day, and then I walk and I take a left and I go to like onto the sidewalk, and then there's 6 Ring cameras right there, and I'm not doing anything. I just don't like the idea of like, what if I did do something?
Yeah.
Not even that. It's just more of like, there's just some weird level of like knowing you're being watched.
It is weird to think you can walk around a neighborhood on the sidewalk, and you've probably been seen, if you walk like a half a mile, you've probably been seen by like 15 cameras.
Well, what's nuts is
Yeah,
that there's a good strip where it's every other house. I've noticed this because I got fucking Truman like a hyper fixation on like this like Truman concept in my head of like, this is nuts. I could be getting recorded at any point. Because I went, and if you walk around the block, there is a stretch of like almost an entire block where there's a camera watching. So it's like you can compile all of them, and there's just something unsettling about it. Not even that I'm doing anything. It's just like the act of voyeurism on like a moment that's supposed to just be like kind of me disconnecting. Like I unplug, I put my phone away, and I go for like a 40-minute walk with my dog. It's like what I do. It's like
it
a
really
thing.
ruins like my bottomless walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottomless meaning no pants.
Tennis shoes fully laced up.
There's just something I don't
Good
like
riff.
about it. It feels like
Good addition.
it just feels like this weird thing where I'm like trying to disconnect and be like mindful and be like I'm present in the moment. I'm walking the dog for 4 blocks, but every step I'm like, that's a fucking camera looking
and you
at
see
me.
the little blue light.
Yeah, you see the blue
I hate
light.
it. I also like the feel of an old doorbell.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I like hitting it and push. You know,
It's like reading a book. Like
Yeah.
you getting the paper copy versus the fucking electronic.
you push it in, and it's like, you know.
I like when you can almost feel that, like I know they're all electric to some degree, but when you press a doorbell and you can feel that it rang a real bell somewhere, oh, that's good.
It's good.
That's a really
it's
good
got give
feeling.
to it.
Yeah.
And then you just hit this button that kind of clicks, and it just goes.
Yeah.
Dum,
And
bum, bum.
Yeah, it feels like it was made in China because it was.
Yeah, and then it was an interesting way you said that too. Feels like maybe it was in China because it was.
Because it fucking was.
I'm just saying they're watching us. I think.
No, I know, and dude, you know
the amount of products we consume that are made by the enemy is quite wild.
Well, the same thing with us though. They have stuff. People always talk about this.
People
always act like
he's
this
always
is
like, no, but we're on top of them.
this is
We
the
are.
Marine mentality.
This is what happens
Just
though. Everybody's
clip the microphone
we're always
doing
like, I'm doing push-ups in the background.
Yeah.
The thing is people always talk about this. We have so many products that they have in their country too. And we have more effective ones. Like, sure, they have like we're buying ring cams that are made in China, whatever.
Well, what about the fact that like
drones.
90% of our population is addicted to vapes that China sends here that aren't FDA approved at all?
and TikTok.
What about the
crazy.
fact that we have 75 nuclear weapons pointed at them at all times?
Yeah, I guess, but they also have
Fuck
nuclear
around.
weapons.
Yeah, but ours are better. They haven't even used them. We have
Yeah, but ours are better.
listen,
Just like a totally baseless
no.
claim.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. We have proof of concept.
What do you, that we've
We
used
have
one?
used them.
Yeah, I guess.
You have to use them in order for it to be a threat. It's like your dad going, shut the fuck. If you guys don't, I'll pull over and hit you guys if you don't stop. Until he does it, it's not a threat.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done it.
The
Once you
the
do it,
patriotism
runs
Once
so
you
you're gonna
deep.
get yourself killed.
no.
We have a former Marine on a. I don't know how many listeners you guys get, but like,
Not enough to matter.
yeah,
We
okay.
get 1,000. Let's not
Yeah,
undermine.
no,
we get
no.
like 1,200.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think the Chinese government is going to scroll across this and be like,
No, I know.
oh.
Yeah, well, if they want to fuck around, we can microwave them too. Where the fuck are you at,
Wow.
China?
See, yeah, dude. I knew I'd get him fired up talking about
Here's
China,
the thing.
dude.
Everybody thinks that they're like a superpower. We would fuck them up. Look at military spending. Everybody complains about military spending. You know when you're not going to complain about it?
We
When you have a
spend too
fucking...
much.
Not when you have a fucking AC-130 giving your fucking... providing you air support when China's coming into our fucking
You
country.
think I'm serving? I'm providing me air
If they
support.
come...
I'm not serving.
If they come here...
How old are you?
30.
Draft this fucking guy. Give him some
There ain't
fucking...
no
give him
way.
some
Too old.
discipline, dude.
I
You're too
will
old. I'm
dodge
too fat.
that draft.
You already served.
I have enough pre-existing conditions. I wouldn't.
I want to sign you up. I'm going to sign you up. I'm
You
going to
can
figure.
sign
I'm going
me
to get you
up. I'm
waivers.
not going to
You're
war.
going to go to. I'm going to send you to boot camp, dude.
Don't send
It'll
me to
do
war.
you good.
Do not send me to war.
It'll do you good.
Do not send me to war.
Everybody
it's too
should
hot.
experience war for 30 days.
Did you?
No.
Did you? Can
You
I ask?
didn't-
Did
wait,
you do
but
any
you
war?
didn't-
I went to war.
You didn't.
Did you do any trips for real?
I did 2 combat deployments to Thailand.
What war's going on in Thailand?
The war of my sexuality,
The
dude.
war
I was
against
out
fucking
there.
Close down a PF Chang's.
I was out there.
and we weren't having it.
Dude, every step was a fucking. You could step on a landmine. You might bring a girl home and she got a penis. That's
I was
a
gonna
fucking
say, yeah,
war.
everyone-
Yeah,
everyone went
dude.
to
Send me to that
Afghanistan.
war.
Send him to that war.
Send me to that war. That's
Everyone
the
went
war
to
I wanna go
Afghanistan.
to.
You were like, I gotta scope out the situation in this Ladyboy street.
Yeah, this is
I want to
crazy.
go to.
I'm
I want
Patty
to go
City.
to. I want to go to the Lady Cock Brigade War. That's where I want to go.
That's what
Send me to
they
that.
identify themselves as. Too.
Yeah,
Lady
they call
boys,
it that. It's
yeah.
like they'll like,
Lady
dude,
boys.
Not offensive.
I've done
you
it.
can't call any of them that here, but in Thailand they do call them.
They're
lady boys.
self-proclaimed.
Yeah,
lady
I
boys.
wasn't like it's not. I wasn't saying it as a slur. I really
Yeah.
think that's what they.
No,
call
that's
them.
what they call themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll come up to you and be like, "Let me suck your dick in an alley," and you're like,
That
"No."
street-
And then you go there, dude.
dude.
They shoot up heroin in their toes in the street, just on. Like
I
you
would-
would see somebody
And
bend
their
over.
Toes is a good place. To do
Yeah,
it.
so you would see somebody bend over to like, and you think they're tying their shoe, and they just pull their foot out, and then they just keep it walking, and you're like, "That's crazy! I just witnessed that,"
awesome.
and you're just out in public doing it. Very,
that rocks.
I wouldn't last 10 seconds on that street.
you'd come that quick.
Dude, have you seen the videos on like TikTok of that? You walk by, they are
I mean, I've experienced it.
aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy in the Marines who went to Thailand. Dude, have you checked TikTok? It's crazy. Yeah, so wait, did you run into any of them?
Yeah. Yeah. You can do a lot of stuff over there. You can shoot a cow with an RPG for like $400 over there. They have like these guys come up to you and offer you these crazy things. They're like, "Hey, a guy asked if me and my friends wanted to shoot a chicken with an Uzi in an alleyway for $100."
Sick.
And then my friend did it, and it was sick. And you just do that. You just do that, and you just keep it moving. You go, I'm gonna empty a clip in the fucking. I'm gonna empty a magazine into a chicken.
Did you fart?
Yeah. What was that noise?
Damn, Josh farted.
No, it's a seat, but I mean,
Big two farts in one pod.
It's too many.
Too many pod, dude. Too many farts, too many pods. But yeah, dude, we're fucking. I mean, we're saturating the market right now. Talking about. I mean, this has been a good. This has been
a good
some
episode,
fun.
man.
We've got
Yeah,
some
good
stuff.
time.
We got some fun
thought this
riffs in.
was fun.
We talked about Let's do a full recap at the end of thesis.
You guys clip this up and stuff?
Yeah, we will.
Oh wow.
If there's anything that you want clipped, you can let me know. If you there was a good moment where what was that good moment?
Crystal Light Kool-Aid.
Crystal Light
Let's
Kool-Aid
clip
was sick.
that.
Yeah, let's clip that one. Make sure that gets millions of views. I'll put an ad behind that. Actually, I'll spend $400 promoting it.
That.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Promo code
we're gonna clip those Hungarian candies.
Hungarian
That's
candies.
what those were.
Yeah, dude. We should clip the Blink tattoo.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
That actually
would go viral.
Oh, that's bad.
That will go viral.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, you go. Oh,
Well,
yeah, that's bad. And that's the clip. That's the clip.
Did you get?
Thank you for coming, Peyton.
Thank you for having me.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Last minute.
Yeah, very last minute.
course.
Very last minute.
Did somebody drop?
No.
No.
Oh.
No,
We
we're
just don't
bad at
prepare.
scheduling.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for having
Sure,
me.
you guys
Really.
come in. Happy you live in Austin now.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it
What's your Instagram?
here. Peyton Ruddy comedy. Peyton Ruddy.
Fuck
comedy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You can see Peyton live Saturday night in Austin, Texas at 7 p.m. at Matt Ross and Friends. And me and Josh.
Whoa.
We'll all be there.
I'm also going to be streaming RuneScape, runescape.com. No. Thank you guys so
Okay,
much
thanks,
for
guys.
listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fuck yeah, fellas.
Wow.